Greetings and thanks for joining us here on the Hooked for Life channel with Mary Beth Temple. I'm going to give you a quick video on how to change colors in rows of single crochet that have more than one color in the row that make a nearly invisible float. Now this is intarsia style, it's not tapestry style. I am not crocheting over the color that I'm not using because that makes the work thick, and it also means that sometimes you can see through it. And what I want, this is the right side of the work, but I want the wrong side of the work to look just as neat. I don't want to see big giant floats where I change colors, and it's a really simple trick to change the colors so the floats don't show, or, well, obviously they show a teeny tiny bit, but not so much. So let's get right to the meat of this video and take a look at how to change colors in single crochet. All right, I'm going to do part of two different rows because it matters where the yarn is carried. Now, even though I want to make the float as tiny as possible, I want to carry all the floats on the wrong side of the work. So in this particular row, the wrong side of the work is facing me. So I'm going to come up to the point where I want to change colors. The last yarn over of the last stitch in the old color is the new color, and my yarn is floating on the side of the work that's towards me. So I'm going to bring the color back, the old color back, I'm going to grab the new color, yarn over, pull through two. Now, here's my float that I do not wish to see very much of. So moving forward, I'm going to put the hook under that float and then under both legs of the stitch. Yarn over and pull through all through three. That makes the float a lot less obvious. Let's see that one more time. So I'm coming up to the next color change. So there's my last color, my last stitch in the old color. Bringing the yarn to the side of the work that's towards me because I know I'm facing the wrong side of the work. It doesn't matter if it goes under or over the other color, that's a knitting thing. Now I'm going to bring the new color up, yarn over, pull it through two, and there's my float. So I'm going to go under the float, under both legs of the single crochet that I'm stitching into, and stitch to the end of the row. Now when I do the next row, the floats are on the side of the work that is away from me. So I'm going to do basically the same thing, but I'm not going to bring the work, I'm not going to bring those yarn floats to the front of the work, I want to leave them on the back. So I'm stitching along in my color. Here's my last stitch in the old color. Bring the next color up, yarn over, pull it through. Now, in this case, instead of going through the float and then both legs of the stitch, I'm going through both legs of the stitch and then under the float. And you need to kind of pull it over with your finger. It's not going to be something that you can just do. Yarn over, pull through all three, keep going. Let's show that one more time. So these are the rows in which the wrong side of the work, where the floats are happening, is the side that is away from me. It's ever so slightly more fiddly than the other rows, but again, you will absolutely get into a groove. So here's my last stitch in the old color. Bring the new color up, yarn over, pull through two. Now I'm going to go through both legs of the stitch, and I'm going to find that float. You see it? And I'm going to put my hook under the float. Yarn over, pull through the float and the stitch. Finish the single crochet. So once again, the idea is that when you look at the wrong side of the work, so this is the wrong side of the work, you don't see big obnoxious floats. It makes the piece more durable because your toenails or your cat claws or your hook, if you're working on something else, are not going to get caught on big giant floats because there aren't any. And it makes it more durable because you're not going to get a million different pulls. So that is how you do the nearly invisible float in single crochet. Thanks so much for joining me here on Hooked for Life with Mary Beth Temple. Please consider subscribing, liking the video, leaving a comment, and as always, you can find the patterns related to the videos at hookedforlifepublishing.com. crochetcrafts.com. Thanks for joining us. Bye!